and welcome to a very important segment of Simple Talks right here. Coming to you live from the Vinyl Cafe, and you're going to find out why I said it's very important. Now, one and only Tareeq. Tareeq is the brainchild of Ceylon Disc Jockeys Association, and we have spoken many times about it. And here he is finally with us to talk about the CDJA. Before we talk about the CDJA, Tareeq, I want to talk about your start, your journey into DJing. Let's start from there.
Right. So anyway, thank you, Minol. Thank you for having me here. And so my journey would have started somewhere around when I was around 13 years old. That was the same time that we had the 1983 riots in Sri Lanka. So it was around then, and by just staying at home due to the riots in the country, so we couldn't go to school. So I just started playing with cassettes and my dad's collection of records, and that's how I kind of got into it. And I used to watch all these videos of Thank God It's Friday and Saturday Night Fever and all those. That's how I kind of got into it.
Yeah.
It's been a long journey since then, but yeah, that's kind of the beginning. Those are the roots of my start.
Yeah. So right, let's talk about the CDJ. How did this concept come about?
So the association was a collective effort between CDJA Singha and the executive committee at the time. So it started mainly taking a cue from the EMA, the Event Management Association, because they had formed their association just after the 2019, the April Easter attacks. So taking a cue from that, in 2020 when COVID hit, we were all without work, and the industry was at a standstill, and that's when I kind of put the idea out there to a few people, Jerry, Kosala, Kapila Pires, and Romesh Fernando, all these guys, and then we thought, okay, it's a good thing to start this, and that's how the association was born. And one of the things that why I was so instrumental at the time was because I wanted to legalize it and have it as a legitimate registered association. So because I have a legal background and I come from that side of things, so I did all the paperwork and took the necessary steps to regularize the process and make it a registered association under section 32 of the act, I think, or 34. Anyway, so that's how it all came about.
So this was in 2020.
Yes.
Okay, from this, let's say 3 years.
3 years.
How was the progress?
So the progress was at the time was excellent. I mean, we had a lot of people joining the association, a lot of DJs from different parts of the world also, because the entire world was shut down. So that was, I guess, one of the main reasons that everyone was very much together, close knit, and they realized the importance of helping one another and the importance of community. So as an association, it grew rapidly during the periods of COVID, very much. However, we have seen a drop in attendance in terms of admission to the membership, which I also think is also because everyone's gotten very involved now. The world has opened up, business has opened up, everyone's very, very busy, and sometimes you need a pandemic to
Get them
together. So hoping to do all these other things and actually revive everything. We just had a members day a couple of weeks ago, so that was really cool.
How has this CDJA helped the industry?
Overall, the reason for the CDJA to be in existence is that it is a community of DJs helping DJs, right? So why would we get a insurance on our car? It is only when we meet with an accident that it actually becomes valid. Other times you pay for your monthly annual insurance, but you realize its importance when you're in trouble. So that is really what the CDJ is about. if DJs have issues when they go and play at various venues, you know, sometimes they have problems with venue operators, they have problems with even banquets. So many things, you know, as an industry, what we're trying to do is have a system of rules, regulations, and a mandate where DJs can always turn to some association. I mean, you get associations for almost every other industry. So where DJs can actually turn to someone and which is legal, recognized, registered, so that they can get the support that they need, because most of the guys who are newcomers in the industry find it a little difficult to maneuver through the system. And that is what the CDJ is actually there for. It's I mean, it's not something where we do DJ meetups and have a lot of sing song and all that. I mean, that's the fellowship side of it. That is very important. But why we have a legally recognized entity or an association is for the times of difficulty.
Now, Tareeq, now these couple of questions that I'm going to ask you is actually from the DJ perspective.
Yes,
so now, especially actually, to be honest, these are the questions that I've actually gotten
from others.
For example, if I'm a DJ now, what benefit do I get being a part of the CDJA?
The membership, right? You are a member of a recognized and accepted association under the Companies Act of this country. That is number one, right? Now, a lot of people won't understand what that even means, right? So if I can give you the simple example is, until you get your NIC, right? Even if you're 25 years old, if you don't have your NIC, your validity is still pending. You're still on your birth certificate, let's say, okay? So it is the validation of a disc jockey. Now, what we are trying to do is also be recognized by the tourist board, by certain chambers, as well as now there were some DJs who wanted to get their visas for overseas travel. As a recognized body, we can issue a letter saying that they are part and parcel as a member of this association, and we recognize his art form. We recognize him as a disc jockey, right? Everyone can say that they're a disc jockey, but who recognizes that? So there you might ask me the question, IDA, International DJ Association. What is the big deal of us being a member there? It is because they recognize a DJ. And it's the same thing that applies here. It's for recognition. See, a lot of disc jockeys must be thinking from the perspective of මං එතනට සමාජිකත්වයට බැඳුනට මට මොකක්ද ලැබෙන්න දේ මං අර ඉස්සෙල්ලා කිව්වා වගේ වෙහිකල් එකේ ඉන්ෂුරන්ස් එක වගේ තමයි. හරි. ප්‍රශ්නයක් ඇති වෙනකොට ලැබෙන දේ එතකොට තේරෙයි. Like that, you know. So you have to come to a mature level of thinking to understand why it is important to have a membership.
Now let's mention the membership fees and how does the process work.
The membership fee, there are three categories currently. One is full-time, which is a voting member, right? So you can vote at the AGM, you can express your voice and even change the constitution. You can be a part of the decision-making process of the CDJ. That is number one, the full-time membership. Number two would be the part-time member, which is non-voting, right? But you still are recognized as a member, and if there is a gathering, if there is a workshop, if there is something that the CDJ organizes, you have the invitation for that. Three is student. Student as in actually going to school. Someone who's, let's say, below the age of 19, 18, you know, and is going to school, and that's the student membership, because then they are not full-time disc jockeys. Or they're obviously doing schooling, you know. So those are the three categories. In terms of the fees, full-time is 10,000 annual. Part-time members is 7,500 annual. Student is 5,000 annual.
I know, for example, personally, I know that you have been helping the some of the DJs during the COVID times.
Yes,
to a great extent. But some of the DJs are of the opinion that, okay, what are the monetary benefits that I would get by being a member of it? You know what I mean, right?
Correct.
So like, what would be your thought, or what is your answer for those questions?
I think firstly, when you are a full-time member of the association, our association structure, right? The way it has been, the articles of association, the constitution has been written in a way where if you're a full-time member, you are actually a part owner of the association. So it doesn't mean that I am a member but I am not a part of the executive committee, so I don't have any say. Every person who is a full-time member has a say. That's the way the constitution is structured. Now, if there is anyone who wants to see what benefits are there, what the association should be doing, they should become part of it and collectively grow this, you know. But for me, now, I am, if you take me for an example, I'm also a full-time member, right? But I'm not a full-time DJ. That's not my everyday thing. But I see the importance of this. For me, the Ceylon Disc Jockeys Association is important from many perspectives. Internationally, it gets recognized as there is an association that is registered in this country, number one. If we are sending someone representing Sri Lanka for any conference overseas, or you know, in some form, having the Ceylon Disc Jockeys Association be part of his validation, right? That those are all good things for an industry. Okay. Now we know that the wedding markets are very big in this country. So, as a member of the association in the destination wedding markets and all these things, being a member, there can be that much more credibility added to your CV or profile, you know, in terms of saying, yes, I offer these services, I'm also a part of the association. So that is, if you take the London Association of DJs to many around the world, right? So that is what it's all about, you know. You're a part of a collective group that is a recognized group. You know,
I mean, it all works together for the growth of the industry.
It is one thing, you know. It's not to stay outside and say, what do I get? If you go through our constitution, which is actually on the website, if you go through our like bylaws and our code of conduct and all that, it is all there, as in what you get from this. The thing is, no one reads, you know. But see, that is the thing. See, overall, I think, Minol, there is, in Sri Lanka, there is a level of maturity that has not come into the regular DJ industry. Mentally thinking at a higher level, you know, thinking of a lot of legalities, a lot of business process development. Those things are not there. It's still about the mixing, about the songs, about the equipment. It's about all that. For an industry to grow and go to the next level, you have to move to that next level. As an individual, you have to elevate your business ethics and your business standards to that level. I think that is what's lacking here. And as an association, that is what I know, that's what Jerry is trying to bring to the table. That's what Kapila Piris is trying to bring to the table. Harpo, those on the advisory committee, even myself, you know, I would like to, everyone on the Exco, that is what we are trying to bring here. And we also want a lot of the DJs to understand and support it. You know, it's not about 10,000 rupees or 7,500 or 5,000. That is a small amount overall, you know. And when you really look at what you do, 10 downloads on Spotify, on Traxsource will cost you that, you know. So basically, if you can think outside the box and think, how can I be a part of something to grow the bigger picture? That is the winning point.
Let's talk about the partnership with the EMA.
EMA is kind of, I mean, I would say the big brother, big sister. I mean, that's where the confidence to build an association for the DJs, I think, came about. So two of our advisory committee, Jerry Jayasinghe, the president, and Roshan Vijayaratna was the ex-president of the EMA. He helped us a lot in understanding the dynamics of an association. So a lot of, I would say, understanding of how to set things out and go about things and where we should be going and meeting people and doing things came about through the EMA. Yeah.
I mean, the partnership between the EMA and the CDJA will bring about more growth to the industry as a collective effort, is it?
Yes, 100%. The EMA are doing a lot of things. I mean, you know, from partnerships overseas. I've heard that even the Indian wedding, the events association there are marriages happening there, you know. So it's all these things that even the CDJA will benefit through. So our connection to the EMA, thanks to Roshan and Jerry and all that, that's there, and they're always looking at how they can support and improve the CDJ. You know, also a lot of them were DJs, including Roshan.
That's funny enough.
Right.
Final question. How many members you have at the moment?
Yes, thankfully it's growing. Through a recent members day, we gained another 11 members, adding to our 82 or something, 82 or 83.
All Colombo based?
No, all over. Yeah. I would say 50-50.
Okay.
Yeah. So now we are 83, just to be very specific, I think 83 and 11, whatever that is. And you know, thanks to social media and the recent things, we are getting inquiries. Even yesterday I had a message directly coming onto our Facebook account. So, you know, it's now a matter of following up with people, you know, talking to them one-on-one, explaining like I'm now speaking here. A lot of people need to hear it. And they need to hear it from the right person.
Exactly.
If they hear it from someone who's unable to tell the correct story, then you don't have a member there. You know, so that's why I think things like what you're doing right now is very valid and very important, because we get the story out there. So yeah, now it's building momentum again. We had a very dull period. I mean, right after the Aragalaya and that whole story. Obviously, things were all down, you know, now with the change in you know, economic stability, and you know, things are moving. Executive committee have decided to do a DJ honors night. So there's a lot of work happening towards that, where we actually honor a lot of DJs who have been the roots of this industry in Sri Lanka, you know, from 1976 onwards, those who planted the seed and grew the business and made it a business. So some are passed away, obviously. So recognizing them to a Hall of Fame, and you know, so many DJs who have actually been the main roots of making it an industry, a big enough industry. You know, so many families are fed through this. So it is an industry. Then obviously there are so many individuals who are not DJs but still supported the industry through their equipment inventory, or you know, their mobile services and all those. So it's important to recognize everyone, and it's important to bring that family, you know, before it's too late, together and honor everyone, from the young, the middle-aged to the old. So that's on the cards. Apart from that, it's a membership growth. So we're trying to go to Anuradhapura, trying to do candy. Just even if it's only 2 or 3 people from the expo, go spread the word, you know, get that out there. It's very important, you know. Everyone's fighting with time, because you know, these are all honorary jobs. None of us are getting a pay for this. We also have to feed our families and move on, you know. So it's important to balance the time, and it's important for everyone also to understand that, you know, none of this just comes, it doesn't just happen, you know, it is at the end of the day a collective effort. So yeah, these are the things that are hopefully 2023, before the end of the year, we'll get all this
Yeah.
done, you know. The target was to at least have a minimum of 100 members.
Okay.
100 members mean, you know, you're somewhere there,
Somewhere
in,
there.
you know, as an industry. There's also good people,
Yeah.
you know, good people in there, good DJs.
Yeah.
So that's the target. We're almost there.
Right, with that, I was actually going to wrap it up, but you know what?
Yeah.
I need to talk about this place. But just before I let you go, I know you're
Yeah.
running late.
No,
Tell me
no.
about the birth of this Vinyl Cafe.
But the Vinyl Cafe, firstly, there's no cafe, okay?
Okay.
There's no cafe here.
Mm.
Everyone thinks there's a cafe.
Mm.
This happened, this is where I started my DJ academy. My school started right in this space, 2007.
Okay.
And, you know, it was actually after my dad.
Okay.
When he passed away, he had this thing that I should start a DJ school. He had been always telling me to do that, and so then I wrote this book called Learn to Be a DJ. And then when he passed away in 2007, for me it was about I got to do what he had been trying to tell me to do. That's when I started the DJ Academy right here. So this space, like this room, these 3 rooms, has a history of education, of music, of you know, related to entertainment, all that, because it's a part of my growing up and my history, and this is where I grew up most of my life. 1983 also I was in this house when I started DJing. This is like the house that my mom and dad built. So this Vinyl Cafe happened, you know, because I had the DJ Academy, I had moved on, and you know, I didn't have time to run it. 2015 or 16, the guy who was working with me, Thanujika, I gave it over to him, so he started operating it. I had kind of completed with my day job and everything else. I had moved away from all this. COVID hit, and all these records were lying in boxes in my apartment, and I was like, you know, and that's when we just stopped. The world stopped, we all stopped. So I was, you know, a lot of thinking, a lot of soul searching, and I was thinking, what do I do? You know, I've completely moved away from music, not doing anything, and now even everyday business is at a standstill. So then I thought, okay, all this space is here, you know, let me restart something. And that's when I brought all my records slowly. We had time, a lot of time on our hands. So then I brought everything, set this up, and you know, eventually COVID didn't stop. That was going on for about 2 years. So yeah, so it didn't, this wasn't planned. The Vinyl Cafe wasn't planned, although the name The Vinyl Cafe was always in my head. It was something I wanted to do with F&B, with food and beverage. So that's how this actually came about. It's a COVID project. No, really, it's a COVID project. Yeah.
Right, so with that, we're going to wrap things up right here on this episode of Simple Talks. And Tareeq, once again, thank you so much for
Thank you,
coming on
Minol.
board.
Thank
Let's
you.
meet up again soon.
Yes, for sure. Thank you.